Every single census record I found for this Booker T. Mills, he lists himself as an EV, never married. However, as I deep dived, I found multiple marriage certificates for a Booker Teleferio Mills across the southern eastern seaboard. One of the women that he married, that Booker T. Mills married, they had a child named Henrietta who passed away as an infant, but the Booker T. Mills in the DNA matches tree, his mother was named Henrietta. Yes, I'm like, okay, I think this is still the same person. And this Henrietta was born in South Carolina. Fast forward a few years later, not long, this same mother has a son named Will. This Will was born in North Carolina. Died very young, but yeah. And on Will's death certificate, it states that Booker T. Mills was his father, and that this Booker T. Mills was from North Carolina. So I found about 6 different women in the span of 5 years that Booker T. Mills is married to. I'm just letting you know now, all of this is speculation. I don't have complete confirmations of things, but you'll see why I have this speculation. The Booker T. Mills that I found in the family tree of one of my DNA matches, he died in 1994. 1994. The Booker T. Mills I was told about died before my grandmother was born in 1943. I could not find a death. I could not find anything surrounding his death in regards to an obituary, but I did find an Army enlistment in 1943 after the date on that death certificate. And the Booker T. Mills that I found in the family tree of the DNA match was also enlisted in the Army. I need to see where maybe the stations were for maybe like the ports that these armies were reporting to in these different cities. Maybe that could be alleging to why this man was kind of, potentially marrying all of these different women, because it's sounding like a Frankie Lyman situation, but moving around to these places so easily because of the Army possibly. But yeah, crazy. I tried to dispute it. I was looking at marriage records. I could not find any marriage records that states Booker T. Mills that I was continuously finding on these marriage certificates. I could not find the parents of this Booker T. Mills listed on any marriage records. I could not find them. I also found multiple different social security numbers for this Booker T. Mills, and now that I found under the same parents' names, which is wild. Mind you, this is the 30s and the 40s. Most things were handwritten or typed in, so it was very easy to commit identity fraud. I'm gonna show you these photos. You tell me, because I see an extreme resemblance between this Booker T. Mills that I found in the family tree of the DNA match of mine and my Aunt Margaret and my grandmother Mary, okay? I think there is a very strong resemblance here. The eyes, the nose. Now, I presented this information to my Aunt Margaret. She's the last living sister. I presented this information to her. I showed her the photo. She was very young when he died. She says she doesn't believe that's him, but they also look very much alike, and she was also very young when he passed away. So I showed my Aunt Margaret this information, and lo and behold, apparently she knew that her and my grandma Mary had the same father and that Aunt Emma had a different dad. She was aware that Booker T. Mills was her and my grandma Mary's dad, and that Willie Garner was Aunt Emma's father. I'm like, so what is the mystery that this has been shrouded in for years, and why didn't your children know about this until they were in their 40s? So I spoke to my mom about it, and she said most likely to not sully the name, if you will, of my great-grandma Mary. My great-grandma Mary. So Mary Louise's mom, Mary Lou. And listen, it is what it is. Have fun. But I'm over here thinking that I'm making a DNA breakthrough. And to a certain extent I am, but this was already known information that Booker T. Mills is indeed my great-grandmother's father. Gotta love the elders. Fast forward, I did end up looking into the family of this Booker T. Mills, and I was able to find photos, and it's actually kind of cool. So Booker T. Mills, his parents are Kelly Mills and Henrietta Adams. So I'm going to start with Henrietta Adams, just to show photos of her, because I think these are very beautiful photos, and it's not often we see pictures of people born in the 1800s that are so well preserved. Now, Kelly Mills, both him and Henrietta are from North Carolina. He is the son of Arnold Mills. This is a photo of Arnold. Arnold Mills is the son of Roland Robert Mills. And Roland Robert Mills was listed in the 1860 census. A mulatto man listed in the 1860 census. So my potential great-grandfather, Booker Teleferio Mills, is a descendant of a free person of color, a person who was free before the Civil War. And there's speculation that an enslaver named Nasby Mills is his father. Being that he is listed as mulatto, I would not be surprised that this information is correct, and I'm pretty sure it is, based off of DNA matches again, because I did have white Mills DNA matches as well. So Roland Robert Mills, born about 1828, was a free man in 1860, listed as a human being in North Carolina on the 1860 census. So to reiterate, Roland Robert Mills had Arnold Mills had Kelly Mills, and Kelly Mills married Henrietta Adams and had Booker T. Mills, who is potentially my great-grandfather. Okay, y'all, so it seems that me and my speculations have bungee jumped into all of these conclusions. I came across something during the editing of this video, and now I know exactly who my great-grandfather is. So let's back it up and let's talk for a second. So you know that saying about if you stand too close to a painting, you won't get to see the whole picture? Yeah. So that was definitely the case here. This is the 1940 census that I showed you before with Booker T. Mills, my great-grandmother Mary Lou, and my grand-aunt Emma. Yes, I know Aunt Emma is listed as his daughter, but that's just on this census on the paperwork. That's neither here nor there. But just like that, this does not show the full picture. Let's back it up a little bit. Shout out to the Bristol English Project for informing me on how important it is to look at the fan club. That's how they described it. Your family, friends, and neighbors. Okay? So if you look at who some of the neighbors are of Booker T and Mary Lou, just above, you'll see Lee and Chloe Mills listed with their children. Why are these names important? Well, the names on the death certificate of the original Booker T that I was told about, who died in 1943, well, his parents are Glenn Lee Mills and Chloe Mills. So this Booker T. Mills, who was born, raised, and died in Darlington, South Carolina, is indeed my great-grandfather, Mary Louise's father, okay? And he was a neighbor to his own family. Dead giveaway. So this is who I will be more on the hunt for because I've never seen a photo of him. He has a bunch of siblings. I don't know if they had children, so I gotta look into that. But the North Carolina Booker T. Mills that I found through my DNA match is a relative who lived a very wild life, but he is not my great-grandfather, Booker T. Mills. But genes are wild, aren't they? That is all I have for you today. Collect your stories from your elders, no matter how wild they are. You never know what you can uncover with the pieces that they give you.